This is just a short video to explain really a little bit about the upcoming Sheffield workshop on behaviour change and motivational interviewing on the 22nd of September. This is going to be a one-day workshop, very interactive, lots of student practicals and so on, and it's going to go through the basics of motivational interviewing. Now, motivational interviewing is a client-based, a client-centered way of counselling, way of having a discussion, if you like, for want of a better word, with a client to enable them to make changes in their life. It's specifically designed to help people that are a little bit ambivalent about change. In other words, they're kind of sitting on the fence. The way you can tell if somebody's ambivalent, you could do a pros and cons score, and you'd see pros and cons about the same for whatever the change might be. Typically, when you're talking to a client, if we were talking about exercise, they might be saying things along the lines, yeah, I know it's good for me and it would be better if it's got protective effects. I feel like I had more energy. I do enjoy exercise. And you'll get all the positives. And then what you'll tend to get is, but I haven't got time. I've struggled in the past. I can't afford it. And so what you're hearing now is all the cons. And when a client's ambivalent, the pros and cons are pretty balanced. Motivational interviewing is particularly powerful for helping with this, in that it allows the client to explore their pros and cons and help them shift so as the pros start to outweigh the cons. It is a structured form of discussion. It's not just a cozy chat. It's very directional. And there are various elements within motivational interviewing, and without wanting to go into too much detail, the initial phase is engagement, so kind of coming on board with the client, demonstrating empathy, finding out where they're at, finding out what the real problem is. Once you've got good engagement, you can then move to the next stage, which is focusing. So that's really trying to tie down which problem it is you want to work on, or the client wants to work on. And it could be there's a number of things they want to kind of put some time into. Once we've got a very clear focus as to what the change is going to be, we can then move into the next and maybe one of the most important stages of motivational interviewing, evoking, starting to get that change talk from the client, their reasons for wanting to change, why they want to, what it would be good for them, their desires, their hopes, that type of thing. And then once we've got sufficient change talk, and change talk's just one of the kind of terms that are used with MI, but once we've got sufficient of that and we've learned to recognise it, we can then finally move to the planning stage. Now, those 4 stages, it can be quite long-winded doing this. If the client's particularly stuck, it could take a while. We might be looking at half an hour, we might be looking at an hour. We might even need a couple of sessions if it's something like smoking cessation, something like that. So if it's quite a complex problem, it can be quite a long process. Equally though, you can go through all of those stages very quickly, 10-15 minutes. So it's the type of thing that can be done during a warm-up, possibly. It's certainly something you should be using. The terminology we use within motivational interviewing, used by Stephen Rolnick and Bill Miller, the 2 founders, they talk about being MI consistent all the time in everything that you do. And so it's very much a way of being, if you like. I know that sounds a bit hippie or whatever, but I'm sure once you've done the workshop, you'll understand why I say that. Now, the other skills, it will certainly enhance your communication skills. When I first went on the behaviour change motivational interviewing workshop with Stephen Rolnick and Bill Miller, I was fortunate enough to be trained by them. I thought I was a good listener. And the one thing that I took away from that first day of the workshop was my listening skills could really be enhanced. It teaches you active listening. You start to listen far more closely to what people are saying in terms of the way they're saying it, the words they're using, the kind of nuances within the language. You become a far better listener. And Bill Miller, one of Bill Miller's favourite sayings is, sometimes all people need is a good listening to. So it will certainly enhance your listening skills. It will definitely enhance your communication skills, and it will definitely kind of upskill you in terms of being able to help clients make those lifestyle changes, which is often the main reason they've come to you as a trainer stroke coach, is they're trying to make lifestyle changes and maybe they're struggling with it. By using motivational interviewing skills with a client, you can help them move forward, and then as following sessions go on, you continue to use those MI skills throughout, and by doing that you get far better long-term results. There are going to be limited numbers on this workshop simply because everybody has to work with everybody else. I obviously have to be able to get round everybody, make sure we're doing the right thing, so the numbers will be restricted. It'll be a fairly long day, 9 till 6, because we've got a lot to get through really in the day, but you will come away with a whole bunch of skills. You can find full details on the website at www.stagesofchange.co.uk. You can book there. And the other thing that you'll get from the workshop, and details again on the website, is a book on motivational interviewing, a textbook on motivational interviewing specifically designed around nutrition and fitness. And this will act as a very good kind of core text for you to refer to once you've completed the workshop. So hopefully that's explained a little bit about it. Go to the website, there's a full description of the workshop there, and at the end of the page on the Behaviour Change workshop, there's an appendix that describes motivational interviewing in a little bit more detail as well. So I hope you found this short video useful, and I look forward to seeing you on the Sheffield workshop on the 22nd of September. Bye for now.